Alright, in the last video we scaffolded our first UI5 app and saw it run in the browser. Now let's connect it to some real data. Unlike most front-end frameworks, UI5 was built to talk to structured, metadata-rich APIs. Now, a quick step back, because this part often surprises Laravel and JavaScript developers. UI5 was designed by SAP to talk OData natively. OData, short for Open Data Protocol, is an open standard published by Oasis, the same body behind things like SAML or DocBook. I give you the link in the docs. It's a REST-like API format that includes filtering, sorting and paging, all through query parameters, a discoverable $metadata document, and a formal data model you can bind your UI to. And here is where it gets interesting. UI5 is built on the classic MVC paradigm, so the Model View Controller paradigm. Unlike frameworks like React or Vue, where the frontend owns the state and shape of the data, UI5 apps often rely on a centralized backend model, something the frontend binds to rather than defines from scratch. The result? You can describe your data once and let the view respond to changes. No need to wire up props or refetch calls manually. If you're curious, the UI5 team explains this really well in their model documentation, also links down in the description. So when we say structured metadata-rich backend, this is what we mean. It gives the UI something to bind to, filter, paginate, all without extra code. So how do we bring that into Laravel? The good news is we've already done this. Remember, when you put the custom repository entry into Composer.json, that's when we pointed Composer to consuming our fork of the Lodata library. So, although everything was in place from the very beginning, let's stop here for a moment and give someone praise who really deserves it. The library that enables the OData protocol is called Flat3 Lodata, a Laravel native OData version 4 implementation. And it's written by Chris Lloyd. Chris has done an amazing job bringing the full OData protocol to Laravel in a clean, well-architected way. You can check out the project at its website, and if you look at the source, you will see it's written with real care and attention to spec compliance. As ever, link in the description. So, the Laravel UI5 core package comes pre-integrated with Flat3 Lodata and even configures it automatically for you. That means the right OData version 4.0 is already set, middleware is chosen based on your system environment, see also the next video, and every registered UI5 module can expose its own OData service cleanly and modular. You don't need to manually install, patch or configure anything, you just register your modules and Laravel will start speaking UI5's data language out of the box. In fact, let's take a look at how this works. Now let's make our users app speak OData. You find it in UI5 users source users app, and right now it's just a UI5 front-end app, but by extending it from Lodata endpoint class, we turn it into a fully OData service. And then, of course, we need to change the constructor because endpoint expected the service URI as a string, so we will give it the supercall construct. And where would we get the string? It's the module slug, as you might have guessed. Module get slug This is good. And if we want to have the reference for this, we need to also, no, this is already done. Okay, that's it. So this tells Laravel this class doesn't just render a UI, it also describes and disposes structured data. And that's it. Now that our users app is set up as an OData endpoint, we need also to tell it what data to expose. And we do that by implementing the discover method, which is Lodata's way of scanning a model and making it available in the OData metadata engine. And I'm wondering right now, because endpoint is an abstract class. No, it's not an abstract class. So you can see here we have to copy over this method, add it to our users app class, and we will tell the model, okay, discover our user, and this is the app model user class. And with this single line, our user model is registered with the endpoint. So when someone visits OData users metadata, they should see a fully structured description of that entity. No extra schema files, no XML mapping, just one method and a standard Laravel model. And if you're wondering, yes, of course, you can register more than one model later, but for now, we'll keep it simple, just one endpoint, one model. Now, let's test it out. Head over to the browser, and the endpoint is OData users, and the metadata file is metadata, and we hit enter, and for sure here we have it, like all those data that we need. And I'm looking for the user. Where is the user? Come on, entity container, entity set users. Here we have it already. Okay, and the properties, there are the annotations, and the properties are here. So we have name, email verified add. And you know, Lodata is configured that way that it automatically hides sensitive data like password or secrets. So you're good to go. So with just a few lines of code, you now have a typed discoverable API coming straight out of your Laravel model. This is the same foundation used in enterprise-grade SAP systems, now available inside your Laravel project. So far, we have scaffolded our UI5 app, exposed real Laravel data, and made it speak OData. How cool is this? But one piece is still missing. How does Laravel know which middleware stack to use? That's what the system setting is for, and in the next video we'll show how it connects your UI5 routes, your OData services, and your environment-specific configuration. We also will dive a little bit into config at all. See you there.